Hey everyone, it's Rob here, and we're back with yet another severe weather update as the Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk of severe weather for tomorrow, including a 5% risk of a couple tornadoes through a majority of west central Iowa. I don't want to keep you guys waiting anymore, so let's go ahead and get right into the models. So here we are looking at the NAM 3 kilometer models. This gives us a little bit higher resolution picture of what the NAM might be showing. So this is early in the morning Saturday. You see there's a little wintry mixed precipitation that's going to be moving on through the upper Midwest here, Wisconsin and Minnesota. And then you see as we move into the midday, we get this lower pressure system. Now, a couple of the models yesterday were showing this lower pressure system a little bit higher than this, but actually the models have started to trend a little bit stronger with this system. So what that means is this lower pressure will be stronger, it'll be deeper, which is going to enhance that lower level wind shear to a little bit better of a degree. You can see it deepens 995 low right here. And this is what the Storm Prediction Center is noting. You see some of these cells firing ahead of the dry line. These cells should be relatively capped. They shouldn't have that much of an opportunity to be surface-based supercellular storms. However, right along this surface low, this is right where that dry line is. And in spite of the capping that's going to be in place, that dry line should act as a force along with that low pressure to actually force some of these cells to fire. And you can see the NAM 3K firing a line of cells. This could either be more of a QLCS or kind of a broken line of supercells. A couple models, especially the HRRR, are showing actually a much more supercellular motion, which would result in a higher potential for tornadoes. But even with a QLCS line, whenever you have this stout dry line and then this low pressure here, this deepening low pressure, you do have the potential for spin-up tornadoes. And these tornadoes are going to be moving so fast that they could already be considered EF2s just by the forward speed of these storms. These storms are going to be screaming through Iowa. Very similar to the December 15th outbreak, which spawned, gosh, I think it was almost 50 tornadoes in Iowa. It broke the record for the most tornadoes in a single day in Iowa. This obviously does not have nearly the tornado potential, just to clarify. However, it is very similar that we will have very fast moving storms, and if a tornado does touch down, it's going to be moving very quick, but likely it will be brief, and it doesn't have the potential to be necessarily a strong tornado, not really long-lived supercells, you know. But this is about 21Z, so this is later on in midday. I believe this is about 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 p.m. Is whenever we expect this surface low to be arriving in west central Iowa. So I think right along this surface low track, so kind of just in west central Iowa right here, this is our best chance of tornado potential. The closer to the surface low the storms are, the more chance they are of having that stronger lower level shear and rotation. We'll go ahead and look over here. This is our energy helicity index. So what this does is this combines our CAPE, or our energy that's in the atmosphere, along with that wind shear. So it kind of combines both of those parameters into one and makes it like averaged out into one parameter. So this will show us where the best potential is for these storms. So you can see here right in southwest Iowa, we have some moderate numbers, and obviously where the surface low is, so a little bit north and on the west side of this is probably our highest potential right here. Right in along this zone will likely be some of our highest potential, and that will quickly fade as we move closer into the evening hours. We're going to lose a lot of our instability, and that surface low will eventually start to shear out as it ejects east-northeast. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the HRRR though. As I mentioned, it's looking much more supercellular. We can see the surface low, here it is, at the same time, again a 995 low, so the HRRR agrees. With some of that, some of these storms firing ahead of the dry line, again, these storms aren't really expected to have much of just a general severe risk, but this actually takes the surface low on the HRRR and deepens it even more down to 994. So you can see these, and the HRRR is showing much more of a supercellular mode. Now, if this does happen with a more deepening low, we could get some more long-lived supercells. The potential to produce maybe even a couple tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado. It's not likely, however, it is definitely possible given some of the wind shear parameters that are in place. Now you can see actually some of our capping that is being taken place doesn't look as strong as it did, especially because we do have some of these extremely cold air temperatures. You can see the dew points spiking right here. That's going to help our instability. Actually, you can see Cape here near 1700. And actually, if we take a look at our surface-based Cape, numbers are looking a lot better in terms of energy than what they have been pretty much for the entirety of this setup. You can see right near that surface low track, the HRRR is showing 2000 Cape, which is a lot higher Cape than what we've been seeing for pretty much every single model leading up to this run has been showing less Cape than that. And the reason is this is a cold core setup. So what it is the dew points are not in the 60s. It's not going to be one of those real warm, musty sort of spring days where it's warm, the air feels like it has moisture. This is going to be one of those days where it's a little cooler. It's in the 60s. However, the upper levels of the atmosphere are extremely cold. So what it is that helps our instability, because you have some moderately lukewarm air here with extreme cold in comparison to really warm air and then just, luke cold air, I guess you could say. So that's what's aiding in our instability. And I think the best chance for tornadoes exists here in west central Iowa, where you have the best overlap of our energy and you're nearest to the surface low, which is tracking right here. This is our best chance, probably between the hours of 1 to maybe 4 p.m. here from west central to central Iowa. Is probably our best chance that we're going to be seeing those storms. So that's what our setup is looking like for Iowa. It looks like it should be for the most part a linear setup. However, some of the models are showing that more supercellular setup. So if that does come to fruition, it would increase our tornado chances and even the chances of a longer lived tornado. So, and these storms will be moving very, very quickly across Iowa. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the severe weather risk, which is also coming up on Sunday. So this is for the eastern Oklahoma into Arkansas and southeast Missouri. You can see this another surface low here. This is a little bit less of a tight system. You can see it's only 1,000 over 1,000 millibars, so not as deep of a system. So not as robust of lower level wind shear. However, we do seem to have a little bit better thermodynamics in this system. So this is going to be much more of a later event, in my opinion. I think that storms are not going to be firing until probably closer into the nighttime hours here. We'll just go ahead and look at a sounding real quick, and you see it is a tornado sounding. We do have this fish hook lower level hook, which that actually might be too strong of a directional shear in the very lowest levels. You could cause updrafts to just shear out with shear that strong, but still favorable for tornadoes. And we see the atmosphere is not capped here. We do have a little bit of a skinny cape, but it's not capped, so there definitely is a little bit more potential for that cape to be used by these storms. We'll go ahead and look at the Energy Helicity Index again, our EHI, which gives us an idea again of an overlap of that wind shear combined with those the energy in the atmosphere. And you can see here just this general area spreading from southeast Oklahoma all the way to southeast Missouri, covering a majority of north central Arkansas. This does not look like it's anything major. It's probably going to be very messy. However, the chance does exist for maybe a couple tornadoes, some severe winds, possibly hail as well. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on everything else. It does look like Monday we'll have the chance of severe weather down here as well through Mississippi, Alabama, and parts of south central Tennessee. So if you enjoyed receiving severe weather updates like this one, including winter weather updates, as our more active March pattern is actually turning unactive. We're going to have these couple rounds of severe weather, and things are going to cool down very, very heavily for the parts of the middle of March, as we're going to have a nice polar vortex that is going to come shooting in and interrupting all of our severe weather. We'll likely have some winter storms, but if you like receiving updates like this, then I recommend subscribing. I try to offer my own authentic take on the models. I don't try to hype anything up too much. I try to give you my honest opinion on everything, all of the knowledge that I have. So that's about all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.